Turkey is now seizing an initiative by displaying itself as a mediator between Mali and Algeria. Turkey's presence and influence in the continent is growing. It has mediated between Ethiopia and Somalia in the beginning of this year. Later on, also back in March, it has mediated between Rwanda and DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. Now it is proposing to mediate between Algeria and Mali. Turkey has a strong tie with Algeria and also Mali after the revolution. Let me just read the news for you, and I will give you a background on Turkey's presence in the Sahel particularly. Yeah, so Ankara comes to the forefront of Sahel diplomacy against the backdrop of the protracted conflict between Algeria and Mali. After the downing of the Malian drone, the Turks acted as a mediator, offering themselves as the main coordinator of the negotiation process. Now, according to Africa Intelligence, Turkish Deputy Foreign Minister of Africa, Burhanettin Duran, arrived in Bamako on May and stayed from 27 to 28. And the foreign minister has held talks with Mali's foreign minister, Abdoulaye Diop. The Turkish diplomat then went to Algeria, where he met with foreign minister Ahmed Attaf. Formally, the Turkish diplomat calls on both sides to show restraint. Special emphasis is placed on the unacceptability of the use of Turkish UAVs in interstate conflicts. They should be used exclusively in the fight against terrorism. And in fact, Ankara authorities are trying to seize the niche of regional peacemaker. Yeah, that's what exactly they are doing. While other major players are busy with their domestic political problems and diplomacy, Turkey considers both Algeria and Mali to be its priority partners, with $6.4 billion in trade turnover, and with the other meaning that is with Algeria, it has a 6.4 billion trade turnover, and then with Mali, a military and economic presence. Turkey was the first to send an official emissary of negotiation with Moscow initiative while the Moscow initiative is stalling, and France and EU are toxic to both sides. True. Now, so far, about 2 months have passed since, and the cooling of relations, Russian diplomats have had the opportunity to intervene in the conflict resolution process between the main military allies in Africa. However, the Turks beat them to it. Okay, they are giving a credit to themselves. Of course, the Turkish delegation has not achieved any results yet, but there is still a chance to prove itself. But the process has already been launched in Ankara, but there are no such steps on the Russian side. While Moscow remains silent, Ankara speaks and acts. If Russian diplomacy does not engage in reconciliation, the prospect may be the loss of influence in the Sahel and position in North Africa. I don't think Algeria will be welcomed, but here is where we are. Turkey's presence in the continent is growing. Now, Turkey has, just a quick background. Turkey has actively taken on a mediator role in Africa due to a combination of factors, including its expanding diplomatic and economic interests which is a desire to increase its influence on the continent and perception of being neutral and reliable partner. That's what Turkey is trying to do now. There is a shifting focus of expanding influence. There's leveraging soft power. Also, it's filling a void and seeking a neutral role. And then number 4 is economic interests and strategic positioning. Now, Mali and Algeria, here is the thing. Look, Algeria has enjoyed this mediator role between Algeria and the terrorist groups, the Tuaregs, before the Malian government has taken the sovereignty and, has now gained back most of the territories. That is after the revolution happened. But before that, according to the Prime Minister of Mali, that we have listened in his interview, more than 45% of the country territory was under the control of these terrorist groups. Now, almost all are under, that's what the Prime Minister said, under the control of the government. So this is, then Mali, when the revolutionary government came, they kind of didn't want to mediate or to have a talk with rebel groups. And they said, no, we will just, take it on our own way. So Algeria, Algeria's role as a mediator, it was enjoying that. That's like, it was the only country to do that. So its role and importance has been taken away. That's why now Algeria is really on a fighting mode, like they have, it's just crazy. Anyway, they know what they are doing. And I think it is because of this reason that these countries have now allied with Morocco. Morocco and Algeria are not necessarily in good terms. And Morocco has offered them to give them a seaport because these countries are landlocked countries, and all the 3 representatives from each countries have gone and that they have signed an agreement. Well, it's a bit complicated, and Algeria is not also in good terms with France right now, and they have called their ambassadors as well. Anyway, as this develops, we will bring you here and update you. But until then, let us know in the comment section, what do you think of the relation between, how Turkey is pushing itself as a mediator between Algeria and Mali. Let us know that. Please go ahead and share the video with others. Support us through our PayPal account. You can find it in the description section. Ciao, ciao.